Hello guys and welcome back to a brand new match review here on the channel. My name is James and today we're going to go ahead and sit down and talk to you guys about Reading's 1-1 draw away against Crawley Town. That's right, the Royals have dropped 2 points on the road as we fell to a 90th minute goal which saw Crawley equalise thanks to substitute Kamara. But overall, Reading were pretty poor on the day if you ask me. Reading will be disappointed that we've dropped that goal in the last minute and really lost a lot of ground in this playoff push towards the end of the season. But in terms of the performance, it was a pretty poor one from Reading overall. The first half, it was poor, but the second half was absolutely abysmal. And I've got to say, it weren't like Crawley were fantastic. Unlike Exeter in the second half of the game on Tuesday, I thought Crawley were just as bad as Reading today. And look, Reading are going to be massively disappointed that they've conceded here in the last minute. In terms of starting 11s though today, Reading went ahead with this team. Joel Pereira was the man in between the sticks. There was 2 changes in defence as Kelvin Abrafa and Michael Stickland came into the 11 with Tyler Bindon and Andre Garcia completing the back 4. The midfield 3 remained the same with Lewis Wing, Charlie Savage and Harvey Nibbs being the 3 in the middle. Billy Bowden and Mamadi Kamara were the players out wide while Kelvin Ehibhatiomhan was the man up top. Now, notable things there from the team sheet. No Amadou Mbenge at all. I'm recording this straight after the game, so I'm unsure if Noel Hunt has said what's going to be happening with Amadou, if he's going to be out for the rest of the season, just like Craig now is. But I thought Michael Stickland had a decent game today. I thought he didn't look out of place in that Reading side at all. Both centre-backs did well with their players. I thought Bindon was pretty good today playing against Tyrese John Jules. But look, overall, Stickland didn't look out of place, so I'm not going to criticise him too much. I thought Kelvin Abrafa as well did well at right back, got forward quite well, and defensively it wasn't too bad either. As like we said, Crawley offered barely anything for Reading throughout that entire fixture. Other changes as well that happened was obviously we saw Jaden Wareham drop down to the bench, but we did see the return of Chem Campbell, who came back on the bench, who's been missing from the squad for the last few weeks. Now, in terms of the first half, it was pretty uneventful overall, I've got to say. But one thing that I did notice that was in the first 15 minutes, there was 7 offsides in this game. Now, that's how boring the first 15 minutes was. That absolutely nothing happened, but 7 offsides in the first 15 minutes to me is something that's pretty rare. Look, I can't think of a time where I can sit here and think about 7 offsides in the first 15 minutes of football. That's an offside nearly every 2 minutes. No, I don't know if it was just me picking that up, but what a weird way to start the game. The first proper highlight, though, of the game came in the 29th minute, and that was when Reading scored their first goal. It was Kelvin Ehibhatiomhan who ended up putting the ball in the back of the net. It came when a pass came through to Kelvin, and he chested the ball after looking like he strayed a little bit offside. But he chested the ball and swiveled and volleyed it into the bottom hand corner as it went past the goalkeeper, Walcott, for Crawley. I've got to say, the goalkeeper today, his distribution was awful, and Reading really should have picked up a little bit more on some opportunities there. If Reading had a competent attack, they would have scored a few more goals here today, but unfortunately it wasn't the case. But it was a good finish from Ehibhatiomhan, who was playing down the middle today, obviously playing at that striker position. And overall, I've got to say, it was a good goal for Kelvin E. 33 minutes in and Crawley had their first big opportunity of the game. Really, they should have scored, if I'm being completely honest. It was John Jules down the left-hand side who played the ball into the box. It was cleared away by Mamadi Kamara, but only as far as Anderson, who was just on the edge of the box for Crawley. He took a shot and it was blocked by Reading, and then the rebound came out to another Crawley man, but once again, it was blocked by Reading. That was how the first half ended, and Reading went into the break 1-0 up. There was a shot from Crawley just on the edge of the box at the end of the first half, but that one sailed wide of the target. But overall, Reading, defensively looked pretty solid, but going forward weren't too great. Lots of corners from Reading as well, but again, not really capitalising and not really doing much with them. And overall, I thought there was a lack of a creative spark for the Royals. Now, in the second half, when we talk about boring halves, the first highlight that I've wrote down is in the 79th minute. Now, look, there was a couple of half chances here and there. One in particular when Walcott made a really poor clearance and he's passed the ball and Billy Bowden's intercepted it. Reading have got a 2-on-1 against Crawley Town, but Billy Bowden has overplayed the pass to Mamadi Kamara, who would have had a tap-in / one-on-one with the goalkeeper. But the first massive opportunity, well, I say massive, it weren't really that massive, but first opportunity of the second half came 79 minutes in. Lewis Wing had a shot from a free kick, which went quite wide of the target, but I had to write something down in my notes, and it looked like I wouldn't really be writing anything down. So I wrote another thing down, and that was about Chem Campbell's dive. That was one of the most horrific dives I've seen of this season. It came in between the 79th and the 89th minute. It was a horrific dive from Campbell, who I thought, look, he had a few little bursts here and there, but again, didn't really have the greatest of games. He's lacking goals and assists at the moment, is Chem Campbell, but look, he's just come back. But it was a horrific dive. If you can see it, seek it out, because it's got to be the dive of the season. He did end up getting booked for diving, so yeah, referee definitely got that one right. But in the 89th minute, there was a goal for Crawley Town. Kamara flicked the ball in at the near post. It came from across on the left-hand side, and Kamara was there at the front post to flick it in. For me, I think Joel Pereira should be doing a little bit better there. Yes, the reaction time was quick for Pereira, but for me, it's straight at him, I think, and he should be saving that shot. Look, overall though, would you say Reading deserved the 3 points? No. Would you say Crawley deserved the 3 points? No. Would you say a draw was probably the fair result? Yes. Overall, it was one of the worst games of football I have watched for a very long time. In terms of the league table, I'm not going to go into too many specific details. Obviously, there are other games being played right now, as Reading were a 12:30 kickoff live on Sky Sports Plus. But I just thought it was poor from Reading today, and that's really the main theme. I think I've said it about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times now. Reading weren't good in this fixture, and attacking-wise, massively struggled, and that's where we're struggling at the moment. I think defensively we've looked more than solid, but in terms of going forward, Reading look really poor, and they need some sort of attacking spark, some sort of attacking threat to carry them forward. You know who would be perfect for this team right now? Ehibhatiomhan, but we don't talk about that man as he's hated in the Reading fan base. But look, we need some sort of creative spark, a John Swift, an Ehibhatiomhan, Michael Elise, someone that's going to be able to create something from nothing, because at the moment Reading are creating nothing, and look, the performances are showing it. Going forward anyway, they are definitely showing it. In terms of next fixtures, Reading play Wrexham on Tuesday. I'm hoping for a better performance, as Reading seem to play better against the better teams. Obviously, Wrexham are pushing for that automatic spot, closing down Wycombe game by game. That's going to be it for this one today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. My name's been James, and we'll see you all again very soon. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.